Okay, so Dan, where we come from, Silicon Valley, I mean, you don't get any more geeky than Cisco. Router, what's that? So you're here in this film festival, courting all of these people wearing black clothes, trying to be cool. So what are you doing here?
Buying clothes, apparently.
I'm an artist, so my my absolute passion is just to be in the studio with pencils and the paper and BBC radio on in the background. But I'm immersed in the world of technology, and I'm not a technologically minded person.
I guess, to put it bluntly, it's made my entire career possible. And then to take it a step further, the film that I had released last summer, Monster House, clearly was completely computer generated.
Absolutely.
And so technology again was right at the crux of what I was doing.
Basically, people see the film, they get excited. Now what do they do? And so we feel that we're excited and we feel responsibility to help provide that.
We were talking about this the other day. We were talking about how, just in general, what you were talking about, now not about losing people, because I don't really think you lose people. But what we were talking about was that now that there's no routine for viewing anymore. For example, there was a time where everybody saw the same show on Friday night and talked about it on Saturday, or everybody heard the same, bought the same album and talked about it the next day, or bought the same CD, and those conversations have now gone into these multiple areas where groups of people are talking together hours on end, days on end about a subject that another group will absolutely have no clue even exists. So these sort of greater shared experiences are, I think, really very important.
So, and the internet is going to be absolutely key. We've already created a website with the film, and all the 54 people you see in the film, and actually people that didn't make the final cut, are all there with bios and then links to their websites and work, so that people see it and go, wow, that was really interesting. You talked about mushrooms, and what's that really about? So you can go and click on Paul Stamets and find out about his body work and get connected to his organization if that's the things you want, or if it's global warming, or if it's reseeding pasture land, or whatever it is. We've already provided an access to that, and that's through the internet.
I think that internet, when it first came on, we thought was a medium of communication, until we realized that internet actually redefined communication completely. So it's no longer a medium, it's actually a language.
It's been pretty interesting as we spent a lot of time with some of the privileged spend time with some of the large existing content creators. Over the last several years, we've seen a lot of change. I think 3 to 5 years ago, it was something that was they were resistant to. They didn't understand that digital was not just another silo, right? So they had movies, TV, digital, right? And everyone was like, what? Digital?
Well, I think it's made my career possible, to put it bluntly. I was a broke, struggling student in film school, and I wanted to make a film that would mean something, that would tell a big story, and that would allow me to make myself known, to make myself heard.
I mean, the fact that people are making their films at home on Final Cut Pro or using Adobe Express, and they're already, really making their own film in other environments, other than the movie world environment.
And I used, the tools at my disposal, which was my personal computer and my kitchen, and a couple of actors that I got for free. And so, you know, I made a thesis film that basically kickstarted my entire career for $400 on a personal computer in my kitchen with the shutters closed.
So, for example, I was able to, on this project, we worked in New York in the Edit on the Avid system, but I wanted to be a bit mobile. I needed to go home to Ireland, I needed to show bank stuff, they needed to see cuts, they needed to see, so it meant I had to have everything in, you know, low-res 2D, blah, blah, blah. But I also wanted to be able to make changes while I was at home. So I was able to just, you know, have Avid Express Pro on my laptop and little hard drive, and off I went, and I'm, you know, at my mum's house, and I'm putting locators in on the cut, and I'm emailing those files back to my editor in New York, and he's, you know, we're in LA, now we're in LA for the 3D part of the process, so my special effects person is in New York, so we're sending him, you know, a quick time of some ideas for some effects we want. He's uploading the effects at his end, we're looking at them at our end, we're making a few changes, you know, we're emailing back our change requests. He's then putting them on the server for the special effects people to download, to turn into 3D special effects.
And so now they're getting very serious about trying to figure out what to do. And I think you're going to see a time of incredible experimentation. And what I felt has been that there has been more openness, more, all industries, but Hollywood works on fear and greed. And the fear is now generating a lot of creative stuff.
I provide visual content for YouTube's live shows, and one of the things I'm very aware of is that as technology develops, technicians, there's very little connection between creativity and the technology that's being developed. So it ends up with a heavily weighted towards content made by people who are technically savvy and technically minded.
You know, when you get surrounded by so much technology, I think the thing you have to remember as a storyteller is that the technology can only go so far, and it is kind of like, you know, to create an astoundingly convenient metaphor. It's like a big body of water, you know, such as the one right behind me. You know, you can't plan this stuff, and you can either use it to help you get somewhere, or you can allow it to kind of, you know, to swallow you up and kill you.
And one of the things we really try and talk about a lot is bringing a sense of emotion to technology. And I think that's somewhere that's a little bit of the gap.
For a long time, the two parts of California never spoke. Northern California and Southern California never spoke and never trusted each other. And we're going to have to speak. And we're going to have to work together. And we're going to, for LA, the problem is there's no brand. When was the last time you said, my gosh, Paramount's coming out with a movie, it must be good, right? And these guys have lost their ability to connect to audience. They're going to have to reconnect, and we want to help them for a variety of reasons. Some selfish because we want to see bits flying around the network, and some not so selfish because we think, you know, that this industry is so vital and important to what's going on. And having the ability to people understand the audience and create better content is going to be a great, hopefully, it'll be so much more important.